Hey guys, welcome back to Franchise Hockey Manager 7 with the Boston Bruins. We are ready to kick off Season 5, I believe. And I think we're in Season 5. And I think we're in decent shape. I think we are a little light up the middle. That might be something we look to improve on as the season goes. We have a little bit of money under the cap, but I think we're still loaded on defense with our prize prospect Luke Hughes. We're pretty solid on the wings, but I think we're a little weak up the middle. But that's something we can work on as the season goes on. If we look at our roster, and we've got some crazy high potential players. Luke Hughes is a potential 5-star defenseman. And those ratings at age 22 are just crazy. And a lot of 3.5-star and up players. So I think we're in decent enough shape. So we're gonna play this first game, and then I think from here on out, unless you guys tell me otherwise. From here on out, I'm going to limit the gameplays to maybe 1 per episode, maybe 0, depending on the episode. I think we'll always play the first game of the season just because it's the first game of the season. And then if we have a game at the end of the season that's important, we might play that. And I'm still not sure what I want to do about the playoffs. I kind of like playing those elimination games, but for the sake of, Stuart Skinner was claimed by the Sharks. That's not a surprise. We had to place him on waivers. What is our goaltending situation in Providence? That's not good. We need to sign a goalie stat. Unless there's one on waivers. Where am I going? Home roster waivers. There's nobody on waivers. Okay. So let's look at, free agent goalies. Oh, Hellebuck is still out there. Let's look at the free agent center, and let's pick up a goalie. Somebody that we can potentially slip down to. None of these players are even signed, so in theory, you would assume that if you can sign them, you can probably slip them down to AAA, AAA to the minors. So let's sign Tyler. Well, he wants a lot of money. Let's not sign him. Let's just look at goaltenders. Jordan Hollett. Jack LaFontaine. What does he want? 9. Perfect. All right, so we should, in theory, now be able to send him down without being claimed. I would assume, just because he's a free agent. If somebody wanted him, they could have signed him. So I will probably play the first game of the year. If there's a game at the end of the season that's important, we'll play that. And then I'm still not sure. So he got claimed too. Damn it. Okay. All right. Well, that's a problem. All right. So season preview. We're not one of the top teams. We don't have a top defenseman or a top goaltender. So, okay. So FHM doesn't think we are a team to beat, but I think we could be. So we just have to hope that we don't have any injury problems in goal, because we don't really have any depth there anymore. So, all right, let's play this game against Minnesota. So Newhook, Couturier, Pasternak, Wallstrom, Yost, Gunther, Kamel, Eklund, Cristal, Beecher, Miller, Palmieri, McAvoy and Fox, Vakanainen, Bean, Hughes, and Wynot. And in goal, Jeremy Swayman. Owen Millward. That's a tough name. In goal for the Wild. Let's see. They're 1-0. No, they're not. I guess Riesner won as last year. Their captain, Michael Rasmussen, Pierre-Olivier Joseph, an alternate captain. Okay, let's play. And let's see how Game 1 of Season 5 goes for us. So, yeah, I will... we score right off the bat. So, Pasternak from McAvoy and Couturier, 52 seconds into the first period. So more simming, less playing. That'll get me through the seasons a little bit quicker. It'll make the episodes a little bit quicker, which I think is probably good. When these games start to take a little bit longer, or the episodes start to take a little bit longer, you tend to get repetitive in what you say. So we score again. This time Pasternak from Bean. So David Pasternak, 2 goals, 3 minutes and 7 seconds into the season. So he's off to a hot start. Sorry, I'm drinking a smoothie and there was an air pocket down there. I don't know if you heard that pop, but that's what that was. So hot start for the Bruins against Millward. Yeah, I think if giving the kids, as it were, a chance to just do this year, moving them up a line and going with some veterans on the fourth line, I think we'll see if we can get that development out of him. It's a big year for players like Gunther, who still a potential 4.5-star player, but hasn't put it together offensively. Same thing with Eklund. It'll be nice to see him come around offensively a little bit. Players from our very first draft. There's a shot turned aside by Millward. I love that name. Midway through the first, we're up 2-0. That one is ice. So I'll finish this game and then probably sim ahead for the first month or so, month and a half, and see how the season's going, and then we'll call it an episode there. So we're up 3-0. Oliver Wahlstrom from Yost and Wynot puts us up 3-0 in the first. Offense is rolling here early on. Gunther goes for unsportsmanlike. Is it matching or is it just on him? Nope. Just on Gunther. 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike. Saved by Swayman. Yeah, I mean, if I can keep the episodes right around 30 to 40 minutes, I think that would be ideal. So I think that means less playing of games, because each one of these games takes like 10, 15 minutes as Minnesota gets on the board. Kevin Fiala from Rasmussen and Kovanov. Power play goal for the Wild. High scoring first period. That one's iced. That one's iced. Now, somebody said in my chat or in my in the comments about one of these videos, this is what got me thinking about playing or not playing the games. Is he said he didn't think it was representative of a real NHL game, and I think to some extent that's right. I mean, I think a lot of that is just the limits to the AI in terms of how they have everything set up. I think they do a pretty good job in terms of really what I look at when I play these games or when I sim these games is I look at the end result. I look at the end stats. Ooh, we're up 4-1. Who scored that one? Bean from Palmieri. So Jake Bean, a goal and an assist here in the first period. Kyle Palmieri picks up an assist for the Bruins. You look at the end results, and that's what I've always done, whether it's this or Madden or anything like that. I always, when I'm simming something, I like to look at the final stats as we go into the second. Up 4-1. Swayman stopped 11 out of 12. Are they realistic? And that's really all I care about. So, if I were to sim these games and the shots were, one team had 70 shots or, shots were 12 to 10 or something ridiculous, then I would have an argument about the realism of the sim. I think there's some graphical issues with the sim engine, but that's, this is only the second year they've done this, so that's it's understandable. This game in its second season was, it paled in comparison to what they have now, so it just takes time to work through some of that stuff. But 4-2, Fiala again from Olivier Joseph. And I think they do a good job of replicating statistical realism in these sims. I think your end of the game stats, power plays, shots on goal, time played, things like that. I think all that stuff works pretty well. I think they do a good job with that. Again, I think the issues that are here are because this is only the second season they've done this type of playthrough. The one bug that I've talked about a number of times is when somebody gets hurt, they will play through the end of the game. So it doesn't matter what the injury is. If they lose a leg, they're still going to play until the game's over, and then the injury will take effect. So that's something that needs to be worked on. I think the way the players move around needs to be looked at a little bit. You get situations where a player will get trapped in the corner and there will be four players just sort of skating around him. I understand, if someone has a breakaway, they slow down and the rest of the defense catches up with them. And I think there's some things that need to be worked on. But for an engine that's only in its second season, very, very, very few complaints. I think they, as always, the out of the park developments people do a fantastic job with all of their games. And the Wild are within one now. Adam Beckman from McCann and Brodeen, 4-3. And they did pull Millward. They brought in Ilya Sorokin, who stopped all 11 shots he's faced so far. So what was once a rout is turned into a hockey game. Vakanainen goes for slashing, so they're going to go on another power play. So yeah, I have very few complaints about anything the out of the park baseball or out of the park developments people do. The FHM crew is fantastic. I love the fact that you can log on to Twitch and you can watch the developers play the game. And talking to Jeff on their streams and stuff, they're very open and willing to talk to people if there are issues, and as we had a breakaway stopped there. So yeah, I think ultimately this engine is they'll fix whatever buggy type things are in here, and I think it'll be fine. So another penalty on us. So we've been shorthanded 3 times now. Not a single penalty called on Minnesota yet. 3 on us. But I think we're going to go to the third up by a goal. We do. So Swayman stopped 15 out of 18. Sorokin has come in and stopped all 15 shots he's faced. We're out shooting them 27-18 through 2 periods. Let's see if we can hold on here in the third and win game 1. Another save by Sorokin on a breakaway. Yeah, he's played really well since they brought him in. Cole Miller goes, so we're going to be shorthanded again. They're 1 for 3 on the man advantage. 2 for 4. So we are all tied at 4. So Beckman with his second of the game from Kovanov. So 4-4. Not a great opening game for Swayman for sure. So we had a 3-0 lead and a 4-1 lead. And this game is now tied. They're 2 for 4 on the power play. We are 0 for 0. Be nice if we could get a power play opportunity here at some point. Puck deflected into the seats. It's a bit surprising considering how stacked we are defensively, but we saw it last year too, where we just gave up. I don't know if it was bad goaltending or bad defense, but we just gave up a ton of goals. That one's kicked out. Wahlstrom now 1-on-5. Shots deflected away. So we're at the 10-minute mark here of the third, tied at 4. And Vakanainen goes in offsides. Oof. Those behind the net ones always make me nervous. Wow, Sorokin has just been all over the place. Wow, Ilya Sorokin stopped 26 out of 26, and we're going to be shorthanded again. Christian Fischer goes for slashing, so I think we are all even at 4 now for the next minute 19. So we're going to have a 41-second power play. It'll be our first power play of the game. Once this 4-on-4 ends. Okay, so we got a 40-second power play. Sorokin just continues to make stop after stop after stop. He's been super good. Here comes Pasternak looking for the hat trick. Nope. Final 5. Go in offsides. Looking for that late third period goal, which we are notorious for giving up. Kept in for a second and then turned aside. We're under a minute. Pasternak's shot goes just wide, so we're going to go to overtime. We're out shooting them 43-27. Ilya Sorokin has stopped 31 out of 31 shots. He has played well. Millward did not. He had a game rating of 28. So let's go to overtime and see if we can get any sort of solution here, or if we're going to go to a shootout. And that's the other thing. I guess shootouts is something I'd like to see them add to the 2D play engine. That'd be nice to see, rather than just having text shootouts. Another save by Sorokin. Save made by Swayman. Wahlstrom with it now. Ilya Sorokin has been lights out in this one. We ice it with a minute left. Lose the face-off. And ice it again. Man, my headphones. I got new headphones coming. My current ones are falling apart. Looks like we're going to go to a shootout. So let's see what happens on the shootout. Goal scored by Adam Beckman. Goal scored by Newhook. Goal scored by Matthew Boldy. Goal scored by Tyson Yost. Kristen Fisher. And we lose. All right, so we lose 5-4 in a shootout. So we pick up a point in our first game of the year. We scored 4 first-period goals and weren't able to score another goal the rest of the game. Pasternak with 2, Wahlstrom and Bean. They got 2 from Fiala, 2 from Beckman. And it was an okay game. Some decent ratings on offense. Defensively, it was a mess. Swayman stopped 26 out of 30. Sorokin stopped 36 out of 36 shots. We outshot them 48-30. And so we lose 5-4 on opening night. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sim ahead probably about a month or so, and we'll come back and we'll take a look at the stats and league leaders and standings and whatnot, and we'll call it an episode. So I'll be back. All right, we're back. It's November 1st, and it's been bad, I guess is the only way to put it. We're 8-11-3, and the worst part about our 8-11-3 start is we were, I think, 5-2-1 to start the season, so 3-9-2 in our last 14. We're in 10th place, and we've got a bunch of the teams ahead of us have got a bunch of games in hand, so it's been a bad start to the season. It's been a bad start to the season. We made 2 trades. Neither of them were major. I take that back. One of them was fairly substantial. The other one was minimal. So we traded. Let's see. Where is the transactions page? Transactions log. So we traded the rights to Ian Peterson, a half-star, 2.5-star, 19-year-old winger, to the Red Wings for 26-year-old goaltender Keith Petruzzelli. We've kept him on the main roster because he has to clear waivers, and I'm not ready to deal with that again. So right now we have 3 goalies on our main roster. Petruzzelli is there in case someone gets hurt or in case our goalies continue to play poorly, as they will. And then the other deal, and this one was pretty surprising. I offered Connor Zary up primarily because of his money. You know, the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I didn't want to spend $4 million a year on somebody who wasn't going to play every day. So I just offered him up, and the Seattle Kraken came back and said, we will give you a first-round draft pick for him. So we traded Connor Zary to the Kraken for a first-round pick, and right now Seattle is 9-6-3. So, so we are 8-11-3. We're in 4th place in the conference, or in the division, but you know, again, we're tied with Tampa, and they have 3 games in hand. We are 4 points up on Detroit, but we have 2 games in hand. So it hasn't been a very good start defensively, again, and we'll look at the roster here. Not the league roster, our roster. So if we look at our stats so far, Oliver Wahlstrom's gotten off to a super hot start. 12 goals, 9 assists, 21 points so far on the season. Alex Newhook is averaging almost a point a game. Dylan Guenther. Our top 2 lines are producing offensively, but they've been so bad defensively. And you have to assume that McAvoy and Bean can correct this. Charlie McAvoy is a minus 12 in 22 games. It's just so bad. His rating shows that he's been playing okay. But yeah, the offense is looking pretty good. Wahlstrom, Newhook, Guenther, Pasternak, Couturier, Yost, our top 6 are performing. William Eklund is at a point every other game, which is nice to see. He looks like he's starting to finally come through. Luke Hughes in his rookie season, 10 points in 19 games. He was hurt a little bit. Goldsmith has come in and done a nice job. We put him in when we've been rotating injuries on the defensive side of things pretty much all year. Fox has only played 9 games. He got hurt. Vakanainen's been hurt, and we've been rotating. But Goldsmith, when he's been in there, has done well, and he's in there right now because he's one of the few plus players back on the blue line for us. Anybody who's offensively that just isn't performing. Ryman only has 3 points in 19 games, or in 10 games in his rookie season. There's really nobody offensively that I would say is underperforming. Everybody is about exactly where I would expect them or where I would want them based on the lines that they're on and whatnot. So offensively, things are going well. Defensively, they are not. If you look at our goaltender stats, you'll see what I'm talking about. You look at their save percentages; they both have over a 900 save percentage. But Ferguson has a 357 goals against, and Swayman's got a 325. And you can see that they haven't been that bad. This just means we're getting absolutely peppered with shots. So let's see if we can sort the tactics here a little bit. Yeah, we have attacking way down. Let's move hitting up. Slow the tempo down a little bit. Let's see if we can get a little more physical maybe and see if that helps. A little more pressure, a little more back checking. Actually, a lot more back checking, I think. I'm not going to change any of these. I guess we could, but we've got forwards with good position. Yeah, we'll stick with that. I don't think I want to make any changes here. Yeah, we're not a very tough team if you just look at the toughness rankings. So maybe we need to try to get a little more physical somehow. I mean, we're good defensively. 3 stars at every level except for our top line, which is a 4-star defensive. So let's see if those tactical changes make any differences. Yeah, if you look at the standings again, we've scored 71 goals, given up 77. Ottawa, for example, scored 77 goals, but only given up 52. So, yeah, that's obviously we're struggling defensively. Capo Kakinen leads the NHL in goals against for the Devils. Dan Vladar, second for in the NHL. Jack LaFontaine, Matt Murray, and Cal Peterson. So Washington's got 2 of the top 5 there. Murray, top in save percentage and in wins. Goal scoring, points, Draisaitl, Laine, DeBrincat, Logan Brown, and Tyler Seguin round out the top 5. Goal scoring, Patrick Laine is first in the league in goals. DeBrincat, Seguin, Oliver Wahlstrom fourth in the league in goals. And then Bobby Brink with Jack Devine, Leon Draisaitl tied for 5th with 11 assists. Logan Brown, Draisaitl, Scheifele, Quentin Hughes, Sam Reinhart, Tim Stutzel, Josh Morrissey, and then Alex Newhook is 8th. So, been a rough start to the season. And actually, where was Seattle's 3rd? Okay, so we want to keep an eye on them because we have their first-round pick this year. So that's going to do it for this episode. When we come back, I probably will have simmed ahead to December-ish first. And we'll kind of recap the following month. And it's going to be a lot like last season where, you know, we'll go get through December without making any major changes. And if we're not in it come, you know, the middle of January, we might start to look to move some pieces. And what those pieces would look like, I'm not entirely sure since our team is super, super young. But, you know, you have to think maybe Couturier, if we can even move him. I don't even know if he has a... Yeah, he's got a no movement clause. So we can put him on the trade block and see what happens. Vakanainen, who we signed and hasn't been particularly good this year. Yost, but we're super, super young. So I don't want to give up on, you know, other than Palmieri, you know, Couturier's 32, Pasternak's 29, and then literally everybody else on the team is 27 and under. So, you know, this might just be that year where we take our bumps and we let these kids develop and we see what happens. But, yeah, that'll be for next time. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know if you think we should consider just, I don't want to say tanking the season, but just, you know, letting the chips fall where they may. And if we don't make the playoffs, we don't make the playoffs. Or if we make that push, or if we you know, we bow out and we try to move on from some of the, you know, bigger contracts or that sort of thing. So let me know your thoughts, guys. And as always, you know, I don't generally harp on this stuff, but if you could leave the the video a like. If you could subscribe if you haven't already, that would be fantastic. So until we talk again, everybody take care. Bye-bye.